Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously you can see a train behind me, and I've done a couple of train videos before, so I'll leave the links to those in the description and maybe stick them up in this corner. But you know, I live in Blackshear, Georgia, but it's right next to Waycross, Georgia. And Waycross got its name because of the railroad industry and the history that it has in South Georgia. Waycross is actually comes from where the ways cross, because there's so many tracks coming in here. We have I think what is the biggest CSX hump yard this side of the Mississippi. So there's a train sitting here on side the road, and it's running, so I hope you can hear me. And I am not a train expert at all. I just find these things interesting. So let me get turned around here just a moment. So here we see our normal CSX locomotive, and you see the 6025 there. Some of the locomotives have lightning bolts under them, and I'm trying to remember what that is. I'll write it here in a print here on the screen during the editing, because I can't remember what the lightning bolt stands for. But this is just a 6025. But what I found interesting was this car here from Southern Pacific, and then it says Birch Grove on it. I zoom in here a little bit. So a little bit of research I've done. I think it was a mixture with Cincinnati Railway or something like that. Again, I'll put it in the description. I do have a couple of channels that I've subbed that are really railroad experts. Any of them come in here, please feel free to correct me on a comment, because I don't want to give bad information, but I just find this stuff interesting when it comes to these old trains like that. So that is a Southern Pacific Birch Grove, and I believe it's a sleeping car, but not 100% sure. Then we have a car that says Florence on it. Is CSX. I don't know what that is. And I don't have time to research these to make the video, because if I go to research it, the train might be gone. So, you know, I don't want to stop and go research all these cars, but let me get to the next one. Okay, this next car just is, obviously it says CSX Transportation there on the left, but on the right, it says Track Geometry Car. And I see these frequent here as they're repairing tracks. So I'm assuming it's got a lot of electronics in it. It basically just makes sure the tracks are geometrically correct. But again, I'll include that in the description below. And then the last car is something that the last train locomotive is something I have never seen before. So let me get down to it. Okay, this last car is obviously our locomotive, and I say locomotive only because it's got windshields on the front and the back, or the two fronts. Like I say, I've never seen one of these before. There are lights that goes in both directions, so I guess this one here is a locomotive that goes frontwards or backwards. But it says, well, they all go frontwards or backwards, but it's got like two front ends. So obviously it says CSX GMS-2. Don't know what that means. I'll try to do some research and put it in the description. But we're on the back side of the old Waycross Rail Depot. And obviously now it's a visitor center, because where the ways cross. And it extends from there, that two-story portion, to that two-story portion, and now that single-story portion, and that is all owned by the Downtown Waycross Development Authority. So it has some business offices in it, some rental space, the Chamber of Commerce is in there, so it's privately owned now. CSX no longer owns that. And you can see we have a caboose here from the old Atlantic Coastline Railroad. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know if that says Atlantic Coastline or Seaboard Coastline. And it says Waycross Express on there. And I have done a video from that train watching platform. Now, unfortunately, between the city of Waycross and CSX, they need to mow the grass, because this is the back side. So this is the side that people don't normally see, and I'll go around to the front side in just a moment. But that's the back side of the depot. But there is a platform where train watchers can come watch trains. So just a little bit of interesting information about trains. Let me get around to the front side. Okay, I showed you the back side of the rail depot, so this is the front side coming down the main drag, one of the main drags, east to west in downtown Waycross, Georgia. So it just goes from that end to here. You see all that. But what I didn't show you was this building here. And again, that was part of the original rail depot, but here's where they stored freight. And again, that is now either the chamber or the Downtown Development Authority. It is a big banquet hall that like probably 150, 200 people can get in. So again, that was renovated and reused for weddings, receptions, dances, proms, whatever. So, and I said a moment ago that Waycross has a rich history, and it does. So this hotel right here, or what used to be a hotel, was called the Phoenix Hotel, built in 1913. And again, it's private businesses, you know, occupy it now. I'll zoom in right here where it says Phoenix on the glass. Of course, that's not the original writing, but it was called the Phoenix. Well, it's called the Phoenix Building now, but it was the Phoenix Hotel back then. And what I want you to find interesting about this building is back years ago when I was a fireman, I was the fire marshal for the city of Waycross. So when this was renovated, they sold a lot of the old stuff out of there. So in our house, we actually have a cast iron clawfoot tub from that third floor room right there. And the bottom of that tub says 1913. So, and that thing is heavy. Believe you me, it takes 6 grown men to carry that cast iron tub, because it is a true American-made, well-built cast iron tub. Original clawfoot and all that. I'd carried it to Jacksonville, Florida, and had it redone. And it needs to be redone again, so that might be another video. And again, this building's 1913. You can see several multi-story buildings here because the interstates weren't put in place. So US 1 comes through Waycross, Georgia. And think about it. That is the first, it's not the first US highway, but it has US number 1 is what we call it. So when the Fed started numbering the highway system, US 1 come through Waycross, Georgia, because there was no I-75, no I-95. So US 1 was the South Florida route all the way to the north. So Waycross was booming back in the early 1900s. The interstate system killed Waycross, Georgia, because now people were taking 75 and 95. So you see multi-story buildings there, a lot of history, and one day I may do some history videos. You see another multi-story building there. That's called the Ware Hotel. That building is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. That one right there. It's converted now to apartment use. So again, Waycross is doing a better job of reusing some of those old buildings. The one behind this one that you can see, that's a 5-story building that is now business offices. A couple of multi-stories here. Waycross just has a unique history. So if you search old towns, search Waycross, Georgia. When I was the fire marshal, that is City Hall, right? I don't know if I can get my finger up there to show you that right there. was my office when I was at City Hall. And this 3-story building. A lot of history in Waycross, but just wanted to share the trains with you. So I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. And when I see these unique trains, I'll do another one. Until then, y'all take care and God bless.